my God,
Avon calling, knocking on your new door of your new house.
There's nobody home.
I can see you in there.
I'm eating toast.
The house is finished.
No, it's not.
Well, it's got a door on it.
It's got a door and it's got floors.
And it's got windows.
You guys want to just hear some ASMR of toast eating? When I say that there's butter on this toast, I mean like there's a lump of butter on top and then also the butter has seeped through the bread to the other side. Are you ready?
That's the best. Do you want to hear me lick a pumpkin?
You have to do it right to the mic.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween. Oh, yeah. Wait, this is going to come out.
I just licked a pumpkin.
This is going to come out on Halloween. Wait, we should have done a spooky special. We're so stupid.
Well, let's do it. Let's just play off the cuff and do a spooky day here.
Oh my God. So
we always have more ghost stories.
Yeah, that's true. So how's it going?
It's going great. Living my best life.
Is that true or is that bullshit?
No, life is good.
Good. Sometimes I can't tell with you. Sometimes you're like, I'm good, and I'm like, bitch.
Well, I mean, that question's so hard for me to answer because I have a problem with that question. I mean, we've said this before, but it really bothers me. I can't answer it. No one can. It's such a deep question, and I hate small talk. So it's like, fine. Like, what do you want me to say? There's so much I could say, but all I can say is fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally know what you mean. And then on the other hand, I get really irritated when people give me like too many details about their life.
Exactly.
So it's a bit confusing.
It is confusing.
Right, should we get into the news?
Yeah, let's get into the news on this spooky Halloween.
Spooky.
I tried this whole month. I tried to watch a scary movie a day.
Oh God!
To get in the mood, and it's not really doable. But I did watch some stuff.
What did you watch? Pause on the news.
Pause. I watched Corpse Bride.
Is that scary?
I mean, no.
It's spooky.
Creepy. Yeah. I watched Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Ratchet, Ryan Murphy's show. Ratchet.
Never heard of that.
I watched an episode of Midnight Mass. Mike Flanagan, big fan of his.
Don't know what that is either. I'm the worst.
You're too busy watching the Kardashians.
No, I don't even watch it. That's the fucking insane thing about my obsession with the Kardashians is I do not even watch the program.
And then I've been reading a lot of Edgar Allan Poe. The Fall of the House of Usher in particular.
Is that spooky then?
Yeah. Getting in the spirit, getting in the groove.
I haven't done really anything spooky. I mean, we've got some good decorations here, but every year at Halloween, I'm like, this is the year. This is the year I'm doing Halloween. And then I don't ever do it. But this year, I am actually going to a Halloween party.
Oh, wow. Where?
My friend is throwing it. And the theme of the party is COVID Scariest. What
does that
I know
mean?
It's such a heady thing. I was like, bitch, what the fuck does this mean? And she is like one of these really fun, like loud, outrageous people, and she's been very animated the whole way through COVID. She has a lot of opinions, and she is not afraid to speak them, which I obviously like love because I love anyone that just like gets gassed up about shit. You know, right or wrong, like true, false, right, wrong, stupid, smart. I just love it. So I think for her, this is like the perfect theme because it was like, you know how COVID's been such like a big eye opener for so many people. I think for her, it just has on so many levels. Specifically, politically.
I love that new word. Pacifically, politically.
I feel like living in America has like somewhat radicalized me during like I moved to America as Trump came into office, and it has kind of like radicalized me slightly. And then throw like COVID into the mix, and now I've just gone like fucking off the res. Like I'm just like spinning out in the ether. Like I am the fuck out there, and I think she is as well. So I love it. So I
don't even know what I am.
I can drop. No, exactly. I think like the most we always say this, like the most outrageous thing that you can be in this climate and economy is a centrist, and I think that that's like the most like outrageous, crazy thing you can be. Is someone that's just like, I'm down the middle on that. I don't really feel like
I just want nothing to do with this society. I'm never voting again. None of it matters. Literally nothing matters, you guys. Nothing we do matters.
Wow. Happy Halloween.
In this society, it's all, well, if you read the 4 agreements, it is all a collective dream of society, and it's a living hell, is what they say.
Oh my God,
and look,
Lucy.
Our life is really short, so live it out in the woods. Fucking listen to Lorena McKennett and just chill.
Who the
just do
fuck
your own
is
thing.
Lorena McKennett?
Okay, sorry. Can't even begin that conversation.
Okay, is this like an artist or like a speaker?
She's a singer. She's a Canadian folk singer. She sings a lot of old mythical and legend like poems. You know how the Lady of Shalott is an epic like 15-20 minute poem?
Okay, I'm finding her right now.
So she takes that and sets it to music. So she's got these gorgeous old traditional songs that she sets to music, and she's just fabulous.
You guys, I'm just spinning some Lorena McKennett. You guys just get a visual. This is what Lucy does in her free time.
Yes. This is it. This is what the inside of my head sounds like.
Then why are you such a fucking crazy bitch on the outside if this is what the inside sounds like?
That's a good question. I'm trying to align the two. I'm trying to align the way my head sounds on the inside with what actually comes out of my mouth.
Oh,
it's tricky.
I just flashed a boob. Way-oh.
Woo! Okay. Okay. We got titties over here.
Guys, I'm getting out my jumper and I'm stuck.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Your
friend
knows. I don't know.
Political.
No, okay, so I can tell what we're going to be now because we're on, it's the day after. So we are going as the Tiger King cast. So we're doing a family costume and we're going as the Tiger King cast. Sarah and I are going to be tigers. Johnny is going to be the Tiger King. And then Alec is going to be his boyfriend, the guy with no teeth and all the tattoos. I know, I'm so excited. I've never like got so prepared for a costume. Like I ordered a costume on the internet.
Wow, I was gonna say, are you gonna paint your face as a tiger?
Yeah, well, I still want to look sexy for the gram, so I don't know.
Right.
Oh,
be a sexy tiger.
Hold on. Just want to get in the spirit. Found these on the road.
Devil horns.
Wait, how do I put them on? There we go.
They work with your headset and everything. How cute is that?
Okay,
so you're gonna be a tiger. You're gonna be a sexy tiger. I love that. Love Tiger King. Made me very happy when I watched that.
My friend texted me. She's like, "Are you gonna be like a sexy tiger or a funny one?" And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm gonna be a sexy one." What?
A funny tiger.
Like after the year I've had, and like, my revenge on this world now is that I'm just gonna be fucking sexy. Like, that's how I feel.
Love it. I'm with you. I am so sexy right now.
You are. That roll neck is doing it for me. And
this
the headband.
Roll neck, turtleneck, the headband.
Yeah.
No bra.
Oh, wow. Woo. Woo.
Well, on Halloween, I will be, when people are listening to this, I am currently in the middle of cornfields in Illinois.
Which, by the way, could be spooky. Be careful.
It'll be super spooky, yeah.
How long are you going to be there for?
I'm going to be there for 5 days. it'll be very interesting to return there since I've been working on this project that takes place there and I haven't been back. So I'll be seeing my grandparents' graves, because a big part of what you do when you go and visit there is you got to go visit all your family graves. You know, it's like a thing. It's like an outing.
It
in
is?
Illinois. Yeah.
Oh.
Like you go and see your grandparents on Sunday.
Oh.
At the graveyard. So
sounds quite morbid.
well, you know, it's just a way of life. It's my people. It's my people.
Great.
And I watched Coco, and I think that inspired me to do some like skeletal makeup on my face. That's really all I can think of. But maybe I'll have a brilliant idea.
What's Coco?
Coco's an animated, like a Pixar film.
Oh, about the little boy.
About Dia de los Muertos.
Oh yeah, I feel I've seen that. Yeah. Okay, cute. Well, I love that. That's our Halloween update. Maybe some more spooky things will come to fruition in this episode since we have no plan and don't know what we're talking about, you know?
Exactly. Spirits, join us, be with us, and guide us through this episode. Should we do some spooky news? Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4. It's not world news.
It's not important news.
It's Lucy
and
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Why do you always slow down?
Spooky edition. Bum, bum, bum. You added 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top. We're not supposed to do that.
Oh, I thought we always did it. I forgot.
God. What do you got for us, Annabelle Jones?
Okay, I don't know why this caught my eye, but it really...
Annabelle Chrysanthemum Jones?
What does that mean?
Isn't that your middle name?
Oh, Charlotte, you dingbat.
Something with a C.
Yeah, I wish it was Croissant.
What's my middle name?
I don't know, what is it?
Thanks a lot. What would it be just from knowing me and looking at
I
me?
feel like it would be a man's name.
A man's name? Because your middle name would be Chrysanthemum.
What is your middle name?
I'm not telling you. You have to guess.
Oh, wait, what is it, like Doreen or something?
And don't Google it. Doreen?
I don't know, something like Illinois-ish.
I'm not from Illinois.
Your mum is, which means you are.
Doreen.
What?
Lucy Doreen Walsh.
Yeah. What is it?
Marie.
Oh, that's pretty. You should
Thank
actually
you.
go by Marie Walsh.
Bitch.
Yeah, because that would make you probably like a bit less cunty as a person.
Wow. You should go by... You should go by fucking Wet Rag Jones.
Comrade Jones.
Oh my God.
Oh, that even got you giggling. Wow. Right, here's my news. Okay.
Okay, what is it? What is it? Come on, get it out.
It's just so... Exclusive. Model breaks her silence on Eiffel Tower editing fail that went viral around the world and insists her bizarre post wasn't photoshopped despite several telling clues.
What?
Influencer Jess Hunt has responded to allegations she photoshopped herself in front of the Eiffel Tower in an Instagram post that went viral earlier this week. The British model was accused of doctoring a video and photos of herself posing in a skimpy dress on the Pont de l'Aina, good French, the bridge that leads to the world-famous Parisian landmark, the Eiffel Tower. When contacted for comment by the Daily Mail Australia on Tuesday, Jess stood her ground and insisted the post was genuine. So there's this girl, right? And she's wearing a nice dress. I like it. She looks good. And I wish the post was real, but I think between her legs there I can see a cobbled street when she's meant to be supposedly standing on a tarmac street. So there's also
Really?
she's also perfectly lit, like her face and body are perfectly lit, which I think wouldn't be the case if she was really in the dark. And then there's a video of her walking up and down in front of the Eiffel Tower, which you can do these things now. You've got like literally I've got apps on my phone where I could put myself
Yeah, I
like in
know.
the jungle or something. And not like the shitty
why
one that's on like FaceTime or Zoom or whatever, like really like real looking stuff. And the comment on her thing said, these pictures weren't photoshopped. I was genuinely there. I even have a video on Instagram of me in front of the Eiffel Tower. You know, Lucy, I think there's one really simple way to get to the bottom of this mystery is show us your tickets, babe. Show us the fucking tickets. Show us your Eurostar ticket. Show us your plane ticket. If you really want to just really get real, show us your vaccine passport. You gotta have one of those to be in France, I think.
Oh shit.
So
why do people care if she's photoshopped or not?
fuck me, Lucy. I don't know. Why do people fucking care about her anyway? Literally, why does anyone care about this bitch? She looks like every other fucking girl online. Literally, I couldn't tell the difference. First of all, you can't tell if she's black or white, which is the classic influencer move. Second of all, she looks like she's got the art. There's like a filter they put on their faces that make them look different than they really are. Do you follow this? Okay, I'm really dumb, as you guys know. Sometimes I really do like sometimes I'm smart, but sometimes I'm a real dum. And one of the things that I do that is really dumb is I believe the pictures that I see of celebrities and people online, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's how they look. They've got like an impossibly small waist, their face is perfect, there's no like pores on them, and I'm like, wow, like yeah, that person's really got their life together. Well, it turns out every single picture that you see online or on Instagram is completely photoshopped within an inch of its life.
I had a dumb moment last night where up until last night I thought that there was only one satellite in space. I thought that everything on Earth is run from like one central satellite that the whole world owns.
Oh.
And I saw a video of millions of things rotating the Earth and
bless your heart.
Realized that I was having a dum-dum moment.
Oh, that's cute. That's a very Annabelle Jones thing that you did there.
Well, that's why we hang out together.
Wow, I'm just looking through my Instagram follows and seeing how many people I've had to mute in the last year.
Yeah, I've got my list of mutes is long.
Yeah, God, and it's gotten so much longer. I can't find this fucking thing. Basically, I follow a page, right, that shows me the picture that is posted, and then the real actual picture that is what the person looks like. And bitch, when I tell you that the shit that you're seeing online isn't real, it's not just a little nip tuck here. It's a different person. It's a fake person. It may as well be an avatar. It may as well be a robot.
It's wild, isn't it?
It's actually mental. I'll find the thing. I guess I'll just have to share it on the Instagram or something. But
I mean, on here I'm following 1,450 people, so my mute list is 1,448. The only person, well, you're muted too, actually, on my Instagram. So
fuck you.
The only person not muted, I think, is my mom.
What a cunt. This is why you should have been called Marie. Anyway, the comments on this bitch's post say, she's literally got no shadow anywhere. And then the other ones say, like, is she actually trying to pass this off as real? And then one girl says, like, I too travel with Photoshop. You know,
you guys, this is the collective dream of hell that I'm telling you we're in.
It's just like, you fucking assholes asked for this. You followed this dumb bitch. You asked for this. You want to see dresses and bags and big fucking lips and fake faces and stupid asses, big fat stupid asses that aren't even real and have no cellulite. By the way, it's not possible to have a fat ass with no cellulite. You followed her, you're perpetuating the cycle, You're liking her post, you're interacting, you've asked for it, so don't complain about it when she gives you a fake video in front of the fake Eiffel Tower. Poor bitch can't even afford a ticket on the Eurostar to go and wear a frock in front of the Eiffel Tower, so maybe you should stop paying her.
You should run for president, that makes perfect sense.
What do you think about this? So this is a really like fascinating forever subject for me of like people basically being like, first of all, influencers, which I find so strange, and then the second of all thing is like fake influencers. So people like this who this bitch hasn't gone to the Eiffel Tower. You know, her face doesn't look like that. These girls' bodies don't look like that. They rent their cars, they rent their purses. None of it's real. Yet the world keeps going in for it and asking for more, 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 more. And then we all feel like shit about ourselves. What do you think about that?
I'm actually not joking. I think it's a collective living hell. It's very scary to me that people spend their energy having these conversations, doing that, being not only an influencer, which is insane to me, but also there's so much smoke and mirrors to it that can be very dangerous for people following that person.
Yeah.
Because of the toll it takes on the self-esteem. We mentioned self-esteem last week, and I think that people are sick.
Yeah.
This is a mental illness, I believe, that we're all caught up in.
And then there's people perpetuating it, like this, like all of these influencers or whatever. And I do just wonder, like, do they think about that? You know, do they think about the fact that they've edited this photo within an inch of its life, and that they are perpetuating this cycle of like creating this unattainable vision that they know people are taking to their people who inject them and give them surgeries and do the hair extensions? Like, they know that they're perpetuating that. Do they never just think to themselves, do you know what, I think the message I'd like to send is actually maybe a different one?
I don't know if they ever wake up to that, but I would say that you and I are fighting against that with our platform here on our podcast and who we are as people. I think both you and I fight against that, and we connected because of that. You and I are people that others could look at and think, wow, she has everything. Her life is amazing. She's the daughter of a rock star. She's this, she's that. And you and I want to say,
No.
Get rid of that shit. None of us have it figured out. We are not perfect when we wake up in the morning. Let's talk about that instead of, yes, like you said, perpetuating this unattainable thing that makes people suicidal because they think there's something wrong with them when they can't attain it.
Yeah. And then there's like those voices start creeping into your head, and you start sort of looking at yourself differently, of like, oh, my lips should be...
You start not liking yourself for no reason.
For no reason. And it's like some fucking dumb bitch you've seen on Instagram's image and voice is in your head.
That's fake.
That's not even real in the first place. We know this, yet we keep doing it. This EMDR that I'm doing now is taken a turn, and now basically I've come to this point with all my like eating disorder stuff and everything where I'm ready to just get off of the merry-go-round. Do you know, I can't keep doing this for the rest of my life. I've nailed the food side of it. I'm great with food. I don't have any emotional attachment to food. There's no such thing as good or bad food. I eat what I want when I want. Great. But the mental side of it, the obsessive thoughts, the comparison, all of the kind of like OCD side of the eating disorder, and all of the mental health part of it, I haven't exactly kind of gotten down yet. And the crash and everything has been very triggering for all of that stuff with me, because I lost a huge amount of weight and then I gained weight back to my normal weight, and that just triggered like a mental fucking weird thing. And
well, the substance, giving up the actual substance is the easy part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Giving up the alcohol, giving up the food. The hard part is it's like an iceberg. What the part of the iceberg that you see above the surface is the actual substance, and everything under the surface is the real work.
Yeah. So all of this time I've thought, great, I've got it all under control. Well, I've got the food under control. I don't have the mental stuff under control. I mean, I'm doing well. We did a session on it. She's like, you're exactly where you need to be. We just need to actually commit to spending time on this and if I'm honest, I've never actually committed time and energy to unpicking that. And so I've been thinking about all of this stuff so much. I've been thinking about, why don't I like that thing on my body? There's no reason. The truth is, there's no reason. So I want to just remove that. Why do I look down, and for me, my problem, inverted commas, area is I'm like obsessed with like my thighs being to this, that, or the other, and I look down, and every time I'm like, it gives me a fright. Am I going to do that for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
For something which I know isn't real. So I just want to like unpick that, and I don't think it will ever be gone forever, because I think that we live in a society where it's not really possible not to do that stuff completely.
Yeah, and it's not our nature either.
Yeah, it kind of goes. Yeah, it goes against nature. But I'm just ready to get off of the cycle, because I'll quiet the voice for a while, but I know it's only a matter of time before it crops up again, and there it is again, and there I am looking at fucking, what's this bitch's name? Jess Hess in front of the fake Eiffel Tower, thinking, oh, I want to go to the Eiffel Tower. Oh, I want my lips to look like that. Why is my hair not shiny like that? Oh, she's got no cellulite. Okay, bitch, what?
It's a disease. It's mental illness. I really believe it is.
Anyways, that was my news, and maybe that's why I was attracted to this thing this week, because
you've been going through that internal process.
Yeah, I mean, for fucking years, but now I'm like actually committing to.
Well, that's a question for everyone. Do we want to get to the end of our lives, our one lifetime as Lucy, our one lifetime as Annabelle, and see that you spent it just comparing yourself to the imaginary things? It's make-believe, it's imaginary, it's fantasy. Do we want to live in fantasy? Well, yes, the answer to that is yes, unfortunately. That's why social media is such a disease of the mind. That's why celebrity is such a mental illness, really. That's what all these apps where you can edit yourself to look like a Barbie, that's what they all reinforce. They reinforce this fantasy is what it is.
Do you ever edit your pictures?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, and like what kind of edits do you make?
I'll like take off, a big zit on my face or something. Of course we do. Yeah. Of course we want to present ourselves as the best that we can be.
Yeah.
And it's fun to have tools to do that.
Yeah.
However, it's like playing, you want to just sprinkle a little poison in there, but if you really go overboard, you can become very addicting, because then you're afraid to show up as you are.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine, like, this is why, I edit my pictures as well, so I will take out zits. Mm-hmm. If, you know how sometimes you can be caught at a funny angle, where, like,
yes, something
looks distorted, like all of a sudden your normal looking arm looks like the Hulk's arm.
Right.
I will, and this is like a very...
Or you have eight chins because the camera's too low.
Yeah. I have a very strict rule with myself where it's like, I can only go to what I know is like natural.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not making my lips bigger. I'm not making my eyes
No, it's
bigger.
not to like...
I'm not doing
It's not to augment anything.
No.
Or...
It's if the picture is cute, but there's like one thing that's like fucking up the vibe, I'll edit that away. But I'll never make it more or less than what is there naturally. So that is the way in which I edit my photos. On my app
totally
that
agree.
I use, I have an option where like you can put a full face of makeup on me. Like I can I can put eyelashes on, I can do, and it looks so real.
I know.
Crazy.
I do it sometimes and then I don't put them on, I don't release them, but it's so crazy to do to your face and your body. I mean, you can make your body into anything. You can make your body into Kim Kardashian's body. And it looks like that's your body. And I know. And now the thing is that you can see, because we all have the same apps, you can see when someone's doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you know the person in real life,
Yeah.
and you're just seeing them turn themselves into this fantasy. And I just think it's absolute mental illness.
It is a sickness for sure. Yeah, so interesting.
But when it becomes the standard, people are afraid to live not at the standard. It's keeping up with it's keeping up with the Joneses, isn't it? Like, for a long time in my hair, I wore hair extensions up until a couple years ago, because I was made to believe that that was the standard in Hollywood, and that I couldn't compete. I could not compete to get a job on television unless I too had those hair extensions in my hair. So it did a number on my hair. My hair, was falling out and breaking off, and it really hurt my hair. But I wore them for years because I needed to be at the standard as everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's just not true.
Yeah, it really isn't. And that's the thing that's so amazing about it, is that I think you think that, like, the world's going to stop or something if you don't do this stuff. And truthfully, no one's going to fucking notice. No one cares.
No, they're all thinking about themselves and their own damn skinny waist
their
on
own
Instagram.
crow's
It's
feet,
crazy.
their own, I'm at the point now where I used to even, like, take pores off of my face, like, if my pores look weird, and now I, like, really don't do that, because I don't want to perpetuate the saying that people are, like, not meant to have pores on their face. Every fucking person has pores on their face, and I'm not somebody that wears a lot of makeup, therefore
Me neither.
the pores are gonna show. And guess what? When I do fucking wear makeup, the pores still show around my nose. Just, if anyone else out there has some big pores on their fucking face, so do I. And it's all of that
I
stuff.
try to stand for showing up authentically, being who you are, and so I feel a responsibility to carry that over to my social media. So I just try to be as truthful and authentic with my visuals as I can.
Yeah, big time.
And I do that, and I feel that way because I want others to do the same. And I know that when we function we lead by example, it's a powerful thing. And I don't think enough of us lead by example. I think we need many more people leading by example in this world. So if I can do my part with some small thing, even if it's don't cover up your pores, then I feel good.
The most powerful way to lead is by example. The most powerful people say very little. It's how you move through the world, and that's how you can affect the most change. I don't want to hear all this, because the people who are, like, average people are the ones that, as with fucking everything in this world, are the ones that suffer. Average people are the ones that get suckered into going to Ulta Beauty and dropping $500 on fucking foundation and this, that, and that, and the other, or getting the, like, get the hair extensions, telling yourself, like, well, I need these. It's not, Jessica Alba can afford the fucking hair extensions and the face cream and the treatments and the whatever. It's up to those people. No disrespect for Jessica Alba. I just saw her on TV this morning, and as we know, there's only like 3 famous people who I know the names of, so I'm just going from using her for that. But, like, they can afford all this stuff. We're the ones that get suckered into being like, okay, I guess I'm just going to put this on my credit card and hope for the best. Like,
invest their life savings into needing to look the way that these people look. Nobody's wrong or right for any of this. It's just a mental illness.
When I catch myself being like, oh, wow, like, my arms are a bit sort of whatever, or I, like, look at my stomach and I'm like, look, oh, this is like, look at this thing here. And when I sit down, got quite a few rolls there. I think to myself, yeah, I do. Who fucking cares? I'm not an Instagram model. Who cares if I've got fucking
Me too.
6 stomachs? Who cares if...
I'm not putting $1 million a year into my face.
It's not my job.
So it's okay if I have some lines by my eyes.
Exactly. That's the thing. I just have to remind myself sometimes. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just have half the burrito. And it's like, why? I want the whole burrito. It's not like I'm Kate Moss and I've got to go and do the next Rimmel campaign tomorrow. Who?
Right, but when we're on Instagram in our bed before we go to sleep, scrolling, and we're looking at Kate Moss, and we're looking at skinnies and pretties, of course you've got it in your brain, and it unconsciously comes out
100%.
in the choice to have a burrito, in the choice to spend your entire paycheck on hair extensions. It's just insane.
The only requirement I have of my burritos is that they are the size of like maybe a premature baby.
Preemie.
If I can't punt it, physically injure somebody, then I don't want to eat it. That's the size I want it to be. Anyway, Lucy,
if you're gonna have a burrito, have a burrito.
That's my news. That was very long, and I knew that it would create a conversation between us because it's such a weird. It's so weird, isn't it? Somebody's photoshopping themselves
weird.
on a holiday. Like, babe, that's trash. That is trash.
I'm just gonna start photoshopping myself like on all the things I'm too scared to do. I'm just gonna on safari, just going down the Nile on a little canoe.
Well, that's the artwork for this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, us in the Amazon.
Right, give me your news then, babe.
I get an F for Halloween news because it's not creepy at all. It's very warm and heartfelt.
Aww.
So in Boston, a street musician was stunned by John Legend as she sang his hit. Radha Rao was performing John Legend's hit, All of Me, just out on the sidewalk, and John Legend was there. And he was performing. He was walking around the city during the day, and he came across her, and he stood there and listened. She's 22 years old, and she didn't recognize him. He was wearing a mask, and then he took his mask off, and he went up to her, and he gave her a tip, and he gave her a big hug.
Aww.
How cute is that?
That's really
She said
sweet.
she was so nervous when he walked up to her, and he just gave her a tip and told her to keep going. She was doing a great job.
I'd shit myself.
What a gift to give to another musician who's just doing whatever it takes, hitting the pavement out there on the street, singing for the love of it to make a couple bucks, and you just tell her, you're doing great, keep going.
Did it say how much of a tip he gave her?
No, it didn't, but that's a good question. Better have been 100 at least. John, listen, John.
Minimum. Not to be funny, but
What if you gave her like $5,000?
didn't
I would love to do that.
didn't Rihanna go to the strip club and give the girls like 25 G's or something? Like she gave them like 5 G's
amazing.
each. It was crazy. I mean, if I was Rihanna,
I
I'm a
can't-
billionaire. I would. I'd be like, yes, bitch.
I can't wait to do that stuff. I cannot wait. It'll be so fun.
You remember when Bono gave somebody like 20 quid?
20 quid? Are you serious?
I gave someone 20 quid, and I was like, yeah, just like, yeah, don't worry about it, mate.
See,
Don't worry
that's-
about it, mate. And he just got absolutely rinsed for it online.
That's the thing. It's a tricky thing because if you undertip and you're super famous, people will talk about it
Oh, my friends who work in restaurants talk about it. Trust.
all the time. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Instagram, there is another account which you guys should follow. That is all. If you are like me, Lucy won't like it.
I'll tell them the account they should follow that I love after you're done. So go ahead and do yours, and then I'll tell them Lorena McKenna Central.
So, so if you love all the celeb shit like me, there's a page called. Listen, this is really humiliating for me because I can't speak French. De moi. So it's DEUXMOI. I think that's how you say it. Guys,
De moi?
Yeah, I don't speak French. But on there, they'll be like, anonymous, please, spotted, John Legend at this diner, bad tipper, only left $10 or something. So it's like a watch on celebrities and everyone sending shit in all the time. It's basically like Gossip Girl for celebs, which is a reference you won't understand, so...
Wow. Well, I will definitely have to go follow that. And you, Annabelle, this isn't that you won't love this. You love this kind of stuff too, but everyone should go follow Wondrium, WONDRIUM. It's this platform where you can learn about literally anything. They have little talks on anything you've ever wanted to know. Just type it in, and there's all kinds of amazing things to learn. So there, you got 2 new sites. You can get your celeb gossip. You can get your learning. You can be a well-rounded human being.
God, what a dream. Well, what a fantastic news segment. Should we do some listener feedback?
Yes, let's do some listener feedback. I was very emotional over a message we got this week.
I know, I knew you'd get emotional about that.
It just makes it worth it, like we said.
Go on then. Read it to us.
Okay. So this message came from Sophia about our episode last week on value, called Valuable. She said, this week's episode was excellent. Wow. Thank you for sharing your experience. Hearing your story was a very specific kind of hug I've been needing for a while. Recently found out my grandma had been moved to end-of-life care. Communication with her had always been rocky. The Sophia's had to go through family members and workers to try to get a visit with her grandmother, which was denied in the end. And she says it's frustrating. Like you said, there's a lot of shame in it. I've been doing my own work coming to terms with this, and what you spoke about really helped me take a step further into healing. Big, big hugs. Thank you for everything you girls do this week and every week.
Aww.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sophia.
That's really cute. Amanda says that part about finding the energy and inspiration to make your weekly episode. My mum has been unwell the past few days, and I've been on a down dark spiral, recalling my dad's brief illness and death. Your podcast always manages to pull me out of whatever dark place I'm in and get me to think about something else. You are consistently helping at least one person. Thank you. Cute.
Amazing.
Very, very, very lovely. Thanks for the feedback, you guys. It really brightens our days, weeks, months when we hear from you.
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Since it is Halloween. What is your favorite or scariest or worst Halloween memory from your life?
I mean, as I said, I literally never do Halloween. Every year I tell myself I'm going to, and I don't. I never do it. My best Halloween, I think I was about 6, and my mom let me have this like massive Halloween party. It wasn't that massive. It was probably like 20 people.
4
but
people.
For me, it felt like fucking hell. Like, we're going the fuck off at this party. And she went all out. She put like that spiderweb shit on everything. There was like spooky treats. It was just like spooky lights. The whole thing was like smoking. It felt so real. It felt so real. I even remember it now. And I had a costume which was a witch, where I was wearing something that I think slightly now resembles blackface, but actually it wasn't blackface. It was soot from being a witch. I was like, it was modern soot. And
I bet you got it from the fireplace.
Yeah,
you?
probably. I probably just like put it on my face. And then, so that was probably the best one. And like all my friends came and it was just so thrilling. It felt so real. And some of my sister's friends were there as well. So there was some grown-up girls who just made me feel really cool.
Really cool, yeah. Were there boys there?
No,
Was it like...
no. I went to an all-girls school at that point. I only knew one boy.
Right. There were no straggling neighborhood boys that just showed up because they smelled women.
No, I live in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know, maybe there's a stable boy or something.
I wish there had been a stable boy growing up. Jesus fucking Christ.
That would have been
There
amazing.
was this one guy who, it was when I was older, I was in my 20s, who, around the time of my sister's wedding, I was in the field and this man started walking up our field and I was like, huh?
Like a scary man?
No, I mean, I was scared.
That sounds terrifying.
I was scared at first. I was like, who the fuck is this man? And as he got closer, I was like, oh my God, he's gorgeous. Who is this man? He was so sexy.
Heathcliff?
I know, exactly. We called him Sexy Jesus from then on, because he looked like Jesus but
He was probably just a bum that was
he wasn't.
staked out on your property.
He was a guy that was doing landscaping for our neighbors, and that's why he was in the field, because he was like checking out the trees and blah blah blah. So up he comes, and then my sister invited him to her wedding, which is so weird.
Of course he...
Like, you just met this guy. Could you be any more obvious? And I saw them talking out in the driveway, and
the plot thickens.
I was like, I have got to meet this man. So I went down to the car to get something. I didn't even know if there was anything in the car. I just thought there's going to be, there's got to be something in there, because we know how I leave my car is basically like another room in my house. So I go down, and the only thing in my car is an urn that I've collected from the charity shop.
Oh no, what a cockblock.
Not really, because I fucked him. So so I come in, I've got this urn, and I walk to the door, and I'm like, oh, you know, just pretending like I don't know he's there or who he is or anything.
I'm sorry, I lost track of how old you are in this story.
I'm like 20, probably 20.
Okay, for a second I thought you were like 9 or something.
He was older. He was in his 30s. I loved older men at that point. Very dysfunctional. Daddy issues out the yin-yang.
Look, girl, you're talking to your soul sister, so.
And so he shook my hand. And have you ever had a moment with a man where you sort of, that first touch is like, oh no, like this is gonna be a problem in my life. Yeah. So I just remember looking at his hand, and it was all grubby and soily and dirty.
You love that.
Yeah, I loved it. And it was all gruff.
You love that.
And I just looked at him, and he looked at me, had the bluest eyes, and he was so cheeky. And his name was Will. And
I love that name. I do. I've always been obsessed with that name. Of course I married a Will.
And then we sort of hung out a few times, and
then he had to go back to work. He had to go back to the fields. You know what? Okay, this is a book. It's called Lady Chatterley's Lover.
I know. I really want to. I think I've seen it, but I would go on these long romantic walks like I do now. And he used to drive this old postman's van. So anyone from the UK will remember the red vans that the postman used to drive, and they were very rickety. And he had like a very old one. So I'd be at the top of the hill, and I'd see him way, way down, a mile away, in his red postman van coming along the lanes. And the thrill it would give me, knowing that he was maybe coming closer, and then sometimes it would just be the postman, which would be disappointing. But
it's literally the storyline of Lady Chatterley's Lover.
He would pull up.
Yeah.
He would pull up beside me in the car, and I'd just like lean in the window, and I was all young and nubile. And I'd be like, hi, Will.
What would happen when it would be the fat postman? You'd run back in the house.
Like, oh, hello.
Head down. Hello. Nope.
Don't talk to me. But yeah, he lived in his sister's house down at the bottom of the hill, which is now inhabited by, God fucking hell. Not Tom Holland. Not, I can't tell the difference between all these blonde hair. Not Benedict Cumberbatch. Who's the other one? He had a ding-a-ling with Taylor Swift.
Oh, Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston lives in that house now. And he doesn't know that...
Love Tom Hiddleston.
He doesn't know that I've fucked in his house, so...
Wow. I saw him on Broadway. I should have yelled it out in the middle of a performance.
Hey, by the way, your spare room.
My friend fucked in your spare room. Can you imagine? Oh my God.
He'll be like, which one? Because it's a mansion.
Wow.
That took a turn. I don't know how we got there.
What's my childhood memory of Halloween, you ask?
Yeah. I do ask.
Go ahead, ask me for editing purposes.
What's your childhood memory of Halloween? Actually, I'd rather know. I know we're going to do a love and sex episode, but have you got a story that's like my story that I just told? That's more fun. And not your husband. That's boring.
I have a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. So once I had a romance on an airplane in first class flying from Los Angeles to London.
So it was a 12-hour romance.
Yep, it was a 12-hour romance. Literally, don't remember his name. No idea who he was or how to get a hold of him. It happened like 10 years ago when I was going to my family's for Christmas. So I'm in first class and I'm sat next to this super handsome, really lovely, charming guy. He's in the stock market or something. And so right when you sit down, they bring you champagne in first class and a little snack. So we just said, okay, cheers. And we just got to talking. And then they bring you a wonderful meal. You have dinner in first class, all the drinks you want. Like, it's just bottomless well of alcohol. So we just had a great time. We shared dinner together, and then we put our seats back into the flat position and just had some cuddle time.
Oh my god!
Turned out the light.
I am dead.
And then at the end of the 12 hours, we shook hands and went our separate ways.
That is so like Samantha Jones of you. I love it.
I know, it was so romantic and exciting.
It's good that it was 10 years ago, because if it was now, he'd have Instagram and he'd be able to find you.
Exactly, yeah. There was none of that. Nope. Untraceable.
I snogged a man on a plane once, just completely. And I was
I mean, I have too, but they were my boyfriends. Yours was probably
no, it was
stranger.
a complete stranger, and I was underage.
I can't believe you wanted to know about that instead of my favorite Halloween memory as a child.
Did you hear what I just said? I was underage.
You cut out when you said that. I didn't catch it. Tell
I was
more.
underage. What's to tell? There
What
was
are
a
you
man,
saying?
and he was like trying to tell how old I was, and he was like, "So do you drive?" And I was like,
When you say there was a man, I picture like an old
No.
man.
He was like a sexy guy. He was like a sexy guy, probably in his 30s, and I was like 70.
Was he a flight attendant?
No. He was just a hunky man. I think I was like 17, probably.
Were you sitting next to him? Yeah, but Annabelle, that's not underage in England, so hey.
Yeah, but it is in America, and I was in an American airspace.
You were in the air, okay? You were in the air.
I made that man into a diddler.
He doesn't even know it. Well, you could probably tell.
That's the thing that was really confusing for me in the Me Too movement, because I was like, yeah, I've been Me Too'd for sure. Like, as in, like, I've been, like, sexually pestered.
Me too.
Groped.
Sexually pestered. Yes.
Attacked, molested. How far do you want to go? Been there.
Right, exactly. Me too.
Well, I mean, I've also done some pestering, you know, so.
But you've also been the pesterer.
It's just in my nature.
Hey, it's water under the bridge.
I probably will squeeze your bum.
Yes. All right. So that's just a little teaser for our sex episode that's coming
Love
up.
and sex.
Love and sex. We're in the middle of our research, heavy research right now, and we're about to ask the listeners to join us. This is going to be an interactive episode. We're very excited. It's hilarious that we put a lot more thought into the sex and love episode than Halloween. We just fucked Halloween off.
I know, we really blew it. What is your best Halloween memory?
Oh, thank you.
I know you really seem to want to tell a story, so let's do it.
I don't have a story. They just used to be so magical. My mom, too, would have parties for me and my friends. And my favorite thing was this Jell-O mold that was a brain.
Wow.
And you'd do it and then have it on the table and everyone could take bites of it. And it was like, oh, we're eating a brain. Oh, my God. I just love Halloween. I just love it all. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but Halloween is so much fun.
I think that's the problem I've got with Halloween. I'm just like, yeah. Okay. Christmas.
What's your favorite holiday? Christmas?
100%. I'm just like, can we just get this out of the way so I can get to Christmas?
Oh, it's so
the thing
fun
I care the most about.
Like...
I'm really looking forward to Christmas
I know.
in England.
Oh my God, me too. See you there. Yes, Christmas in England. So jealous of your Highclere Castle. Oh, can't wait for you to podcast live from their dining room.
Oh, I can't do that.
You can too. We can do this. Come on. They're not going to notice if you like slink off, sit behind a potted palm tree in the No, there's plenty of potted palms you can hide behind.
Oh, all right.
But we can do this. We can do it.
I'll try.
Until then, happy Halloween, everyone. Happy Halloween, Annabelle. We hope you all have a spooky... Wait, no, Halloween will have just passed.
No, it's coming out on Halloween Day. Hello? I've never seen you disassociate that deeply before. I just pissed myself a little bit.
I thought I couldn't remember. Oh, well, then everybody have fun tonight. Be safe.
Are you gonna actually? Was your text bullshit about going to that haunted place?
About you and I going? No, I already called them.
Okay, well, when are we going? We should have done
like a month ago.
We should have done it for this episode. We're the worst.
Oh my God, you're right. Shit, you guys, can we have a redo? Can we have a redo? In 2 weeks?
Yeah,
it's gonna be a Halloween redo. No one will be in the mood then because they'll be on to Thanksgiving and nobody will give a shit.
It's true.
But,
I mean, to be fair,
we get
a lot of messages asking us to do more spooky stuff. You guys love the spooky stuff.
I know, that's true. All right, so yes, Annabelle mentioned like a month ago that you mentioned this hotel up north that's super haunted. And I called them to see if we could stay there. And they said, no, it's not open to the public, but they would make an exception for us. So we're going.
They're going to make an exception for us.
Yeah, they said, I told them that we had the podcast and that we wanted to come there and like do an episode about being there, and they said they'd make an exception. So I'm supposed to call the woman. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh my God, wait, do we have to stay the night there?
Yes, but that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part is like we very well could be the only guests in the hotel that night.
No.
So it'll be like The Shining.
No.
Also, the other funny thing that could happen is that there could be a wedding there during that time. So we would be these two random girls that are staying in their hotel when they've rented the whole thing out. But there's these two random ass bitches in room 11.
Spooky wedding crashers.
Yes. There's the hook for our TV show.
You are so good at getting people to like let you do stuff. I'd literally be like,
I know.
Oh, hello. Oh, never mind. Bye-bye.
I know. That's because that's how English people are.
I've heard it's a bit spooky there. I was wondering if, never mind. Goodbye.
If it's not too much trouble, it is, oh no. Goodbye. So sorry for
wasting your time. Okay, well, when can we go then? I didn't know that someone was making an exception for us. Now I feel rude. Now I feel like I'm late to something.
No, I'm the one that forgot to call her for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, we can go. We're going to set it up. She was very excited. She was titillated by our podcast. I told her who we were, you know.
Oh my God, who am I?
I just said there were two dumb bitches with a microphone and she fucking loved it.
Can you get her to tell me who I am? Listen guys, we know this one's been a bit all over the place. We were going to do one episode this week and we couldn't do it. So at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. This podcast is free. You're welcome. See you next week.
Right. It's like a Halloween candy grab bag. You just stick your hand in, you get a handful of random shit.
Okay, love you.